So you have a large amount of crypto. You don't want to get it stolen ever. Well, we're going to show you how to get that done. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. I'm here joined with Maurizio, Mr. M. How you doing?
I'm great, thank you. So glad to have you back.
Yeah, I'm 5x5 here in Dubai, back from my trip to Singapore, then Thailand, and now I am here to stay for the next 3 months. Hope you can enjoy these videos, learning about crypto, learning about different things you can use in the crypto space. This is what these videos are going to be about with me and Mauricio, to educate you on crypto. And today we're going to be doing a special video on what is the absolute best way to store your crypto. Right, Mauricio?
Yeah, it's a fantastic video. And like you said, it's super important. You know, this video could change your crypto perspective. So make sure to watch it until the end.
Yes, so we're going to be talking about hardware wallets. So make sure you hit the like and thumb and subscribe. And also, make sure that you're also following Mauricio's channel. We Talk NFTs, which is going to be rebranded, right? Aren't you going to be rebranding that channel?
Yeah, indeed. We are discussing the name because, of course, we are broadening up to more topic in crypto. So stay in the NFT is probably not convenient because of, you know, the variety of people we have on the channel. But we have a few ideas. We'll see. But yeah, most likely will change indeed.
All right. So hardware wallets. Hardware wallets, what are they? They're basically wallets that ensure that your seed phrase never leave the device. Once again, I'm going to repeat that, because this is a very important point about a hardware wallet. The seed phrase must never leave the wallet. I'm gonna just do it one more time for the dumb, deaf, and retarded. The seed phrase must never leave the wallet, right? And why is that? Is because this is a point of attack of where your money can get stolen. So the seed phrase can never leave the hardware device ever. The seed phrase is, the seed is allowing you to sign over like a signature, like a stamp, like, you know how you'd stamp your signature onto a document. This is your signature onto sending money from one, or sending any kind of crypto from one place, from your wallet to another. And you don't want that in the hands of somebody who will take your money, right? Right, Maurizio?
Yeah, indeed, because whoever has that seed phrase or that series of words, they can wipe you off entirely. So you want to protect that.
Exactly. And so there are a lot of hardware wallets out there. I mean, there's hardware wallets like EliPal, Ledger, Trezor, Tangent, and SafePal, and so much more, right? We're going to be talking about a few of them, and what's best one for you will differ. But one of the ones that I don't recommend, I'm going to start off with that, is Ledger. Now, this was a branded Ledger box, right? The company went out, the Resistance went out of business. But the Ledger Nano S, or the Ledger, I'm going to open this, right? These ones, these Ledger ones right here. Let me just show it to you guys, right? These ones I do not recommend. Here's why. The seed phrase leaves, what can leave this device. And what did I say before? Maurizio, please.
Yeah, the first thing you don't want to happen is for the seed phrase to leave your device. Yeah. Indeed.
Ever. And unfortunately, they allowed that to happen with a software update, and that's just ridiculous. Right? Don't you agree?
I agree. And by the way, to give you guys some context, so what happened, Ledger has came up with a new service. I mean, this is the idea based on my understanding. And the service would have a subscription that you pay every month. And then what would have happened, they would have taken your seed phrase and broke it down in 3 parts and shipped those 3 items in 3 different locations. But that means they need to know, right? And then in case you forget your seed phrase, you could recover it. So that means they would go and talk to those third-party people. They have some pieces of the seed phrases and give it back, and then they could give it back to you. Now, there are some issues with that. Well, first of all, like you said, Davinci, the seed phrase should never leave the device to begin with. So that's broken to begin with. But also the problem is they've done a podcast interview, and I think it was the CEO or the CPO. They said in case any government would require to have the seed phrase, they will have to give it. So basically they said, yeah, your cryptos are not safe because, if someone is coming and asking for it, well, yeah, of course, whatever, we give it to
Here
them.
it is.
So it's just like, what? So no ledger, thanks. I'll pass.
Yes, and it gets worse, right? Because they can get it from the device itself. If the government asks them to do so, they can.
Exactly. So then now my problem or my issue would be they could have done a complete new product called something else, right? Where they say, in this kind of set of product, we offer that kind of stuff, but whoever has or had previous ledgers, no issue, no problem, no drama. Then they wouldn't have made everyone go ballistic, because now who trusts Ledger? Like, those are the people they have said, well, we have a backdoor in our code. And by the way, if you pay, I think it's $9 a month, we'll open it for you. But if you don't, well, we'll leave it closed. Yeah, right. I mean, I'm with stupid on my forehead. I mean, no thanks. No thanks. So yeah, I would also not encourage. I mean, they now said they reconsidered, but again, do you trust what they are saying now? Yes. I mean, what's your view, Davinci? Do you think Ledger will recover from this?
Oh, they'll probably will, because they are the company that people will buy their product because they don't want to lose their seed phrase, right? So people out there, I would suggest that if you do that, you might as well just get an application for your phone and do that, because it's the same, right? There's no difference. You're just making more work for yourself, basically. That's not protecting your crypto to the best of your ability, because then, even if they can only, the device will request it, and then you will have to press OK on the device. Someone could put together a complicated scam in order to request the device to hand over the seed phrase, and then you accidentally hand over the seed phrase because you believed it was the actual company requesting it and not some scammer. And so that's a big problem, big problem.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, as much as I don't like exchanges for custody, I mean, I'd rather keep my funds on Binance than buying a ledger at this point, because at least I know. I mean, of course, we don't know what exchanges do. It's like a bank, right? You deposit into their exchange, and look at FTX and what happened. We never have certainties, of course, besides the hardware wallet. So that's what I'm saying. The whole point of not your keys, not your coins is that you decide to store into a hardware wallet your crypto. But then if someone has a backdoor, then you might as well use an exchange. I don't know, but it's because you might even won't know what happened, right? So whether if you leave them on Coinbase or on Binance, there must be some sort of insurance attached to their offering. So yeah, tricky. I think you should only go down to the hardware wallet route if you want to be responsible for your keys, which means you don't want anyone, like you said, to have access, not even remotely. Otherwise, what's the point?
No, there is no point in doing that. Anyways, let's go on to another wallet that I haven't actually reviewed yet, but it's quite interesting. It's called CoolWallet. This is a branded wallet, of course, for Velas. But it has a screen on it, a very small screen. It's a credit card sized wallet. And on the screen, I do believe it shows you how much you have crypto, how much crypto you have, how much Bitcoin you have, how much Ethereum, depending on which application you're using. So it's pretty cool in that sense. This cool wallet. That's why I guess they call it a cool wallet. So yeah, it's relatively priced the same, $150. Yeah, go check that out if you're interested in CoolWallet. Now, I don't know if they protect completely, so I'm not going to say Yes, they are protected because I didn't do my full research on this, but I did play around. I did see one, and I do have this unopened box, and I do want to play around with it, but I will get to it when I have some time.
Nice. It sounds really cool.
Another wallet that I find that is pretty decent, and it has a few minor flaws, but I think some of them you can live with, is the Tangent wallet here. This gives you 3 cards in here. There's 3 wallets in here, and it doesn't give you the seed phrase at all. You never get the seed phrase. Never. And you're like, what? What if I want to like get my money back? Should I lose the wallet? Well, that's why you have 3 here. You have 3 copies of your same wallet. They transfer it once you build one, it transfers to all 3, and then it's permanently locked in, and you put the other 2 inside your safe. If you lose that one wallet, right, that you have hanging around for actual use, that's when you have to either buy a new one, right? Buy a new one of these, and then transfer everything to that new one automatically, so that this way you start all over with a new set of keys. Now, that's could be an issue if you have some wallets that you're reusing, an address that you're reusing over and over again, and having people transfer money to it. So I wouldn't recommend that with this wallet, but you can, what you can do is use a software wallet for that, and that's probably a better idea. Use a software wallet that's on the computer that's not being connected to the internet, and that would be my recommendation to you as protecting for using keys or addresses that you use over and over again. And you don't, and this is just basically cold storage of your crypto.
Yeah, indeed. A good one is called Exodus. I like it a lot. They've been building for quite some time. I like the UI. It's really decent. And like you said, the Tangem is interesting because they offer, I mean, if you think about it, what is the best way to keep something secure is not even knowing what those words are. Like, if you don't know the words, well, then you can't spoil it. Or if someone is asking you, pretending to be you say, look, I don't know them. It's for real. I don't know them. So that's one positive. I guess the negative is like you don't know them, so it could be used as a good thing or as a bad thing, like you said. And redundancy is actually your friend because you have 3 cards. So, like you said, you can keep them in maybe 3 separate locations, or I suppose it depends on the strategy that you want to say keep your crypto safe. You can play different strategies, but definitely an interesting one. It would be one of the easiest one for sure, because you don't have to remember much besides where did you store the card, right?
Exactly. And so you could even have one in the safety deposit box and the other one in the safe. But there's a problem here. Temperature. It says here, right, that this device can be stored in up to negative 25 degrees Celsius and as high as 50 degrees Celsius. So if there's a fire, this thing is useless. This thing's dead. So there's other devices that you can use, right? Which is called Crypto Steel, which is what I use to put all my 24 words on. And then Crypto Steel, right, can survive flooding, fire, right? And even because you can put an actual lock on it, you can prevent people from actually opening up the safe and just quickly checking taking a picture of the 24 words and then putting it back in. So there's a lot of double security layers built into this Crypto Steel if you want to store your 24 words. And speaking about 24 words, so this brings me to my last hardware wallet, which is the one that I use on a daily, is Trezor, right? Yes, I know there's a video out there showing somebody how they actually, with the physical device, they can actually get your seed phrase out and everything. But it requires massive amount of intelligence, massive amounts of ability, massive amounts of skill, and massive amounts of software and products in order to pull that off. Now, so this is good enough, right, for you if you just keep your hardware wallet in your safe, You don't keep it lying around anywhere, and you use it only when you're trying to access um, your money that's been saved for a long-term storage. So this is what I think hardware wallets should be about: long-term storages. The only problem I find with hardware wallets, especially Trezor, and I'm sure the problem exists on all other hardware wallets, it's firmware updates. The firmware updates are sometimes required, and this is annoying because when you come up with a process of how to access your money, you want to have, especially when you're not using it on a consistent basis, you want to have a video or some sort of recording or step-by-step guide in order for you to access the money in the future. Well, if they prevent you from doing that in the future through updates, you lose the ability to write down a process that you will remember. So you'll have to go back for support, take a longer time to do the transfer. And that's my only concern with all of these different hardware wallets, is that the software updates are a requirement and not in some cases, a requirement and not an optional thing, which is very, very annoying.
Yeah, I agree on that one. I also like about Trezor is like open source. So, I think it's also a plus. Ledger has said they want to release parts of the software now because, of course, they've been backlashed by people and nobody trusts them. So I think having an open source code is also something nice. And like you said, yes, there are videos of people cracking a physical device, but they have to get possession of the device itself, right? Mm-hmm. Whether in the case of maybe Ledger, they don't even have to get their hands into your device. They can just open the back door. So it's another layer.
And it takes all day for that to happen, for them to get the money out. So if you notice it missing, then you remember to place it right away. Another option, right, so that you don't have to replace it right away, is that you don't store your crypto on the default. Use a passphrase as a secondary backup. So a passphrase is like a password almost, but not quite, because you can have more than one. And then they open up a set of wallets based on that password. So you can change the password. You could have a password that's called a gun to the head password, where you have a little bit of crypto and say, that's all I've got. And then the other password with all your crypto stored in there. So what I would recommend is just on the default, put all your crypto that you're willing to have stolen. So that way you can know when this has been compromised, right? And then, right, because it's easier and quicker to see it. Because those small amounts of Bitcoin or crypto has been robbed at the default. So then you use your password phrase to collect all those Bitcoins and crypto and move it to a new wallet.
Exactly. And there is also the option to have multiple devices, right? Like you don't want to have all your eggs into one basket. So maybe having a bunch of different devices in a bunch of different places. I know that complicates the seed phrase kind of thing. But, if you want to store your entire wealth into some sort of a self-custodian universe, you might want to think about a strategy to protect yourself as much as possible. So maybe having multiple devices could be, those things are $100 or somewhere in that region. So
I personally wouldn't recommend that. I would say one device and multiple passphrase.
Okay, that's
and then you can store the passphrases elsewhere, right?
As opposed
and don't use one short password. Use a random set of words, right? That some computer could generate for you, and use those random set of words and store those random set of words somewhere else.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point also on the password. Don't use your wife or your pet name or your date of birth. Be creative for sure. Yeah,
for sure. So that's what you can do with hardware wallets, right? This is the safest way to store your crypto. Be safe out there. Do not transfer Bitcoin or crypto to anyone pretending to be me or Maurizio. It's not us. We're not asking you for your crypto. We're not asking you to invest that crypto. We don't do that, and neither does any KOL. So please don't fall for that trap. Don't, especially with the deep fakes out there. Do not fall for that. Every single KOL will not ask you for crypto. Okay, so avoid that. all together. All right. Well, I hope you learned something today, and we'll see you guys next week. I'm going to be on Maurizio's channel on Monday. We do a show every Monday on We Talk NFTs, which is going to be rebranded to, I don't know, Crypto Corner or something like that. But that's coming up, and make sure you head over there and hit subscribe.
Fantastic. And thank you so much for having Da Vinci. Always a pleasure.
Cheers. Peace.
Bye.